Kuduna kızay.
Dola dola.
Allah başka kötü gezmeden.
Böyle havayla böyle şöyle koş tamamla bana.
Ay inşam tokboz çıktı o ha.
İnsan teyze.
Çıkan açıklan inşam.
İnşa açmak mı?
Çıkmaptı. Sınıf kadar tuttu bizge.
Ki sağlık çıkıyor sonrası. Şimdi yapıldı mı? Toşkallar bir toşkallar ben bebeğim. Çırak çatlık beden. Havayla kadar açık şu beymeden ya. Mesela buraya ben ya okuyordum ya aytıydım ya balık okudum da çırak çadırıp koysam katıp burada turup turuksuz kesem bebeğim.
Tüneli bir yılda çıkıp ben gidip kalsam ben
Mesela çırak bir meslik nimisi bu kalsa sebep bu kalsa belki. Çünkü burada oluyor burada. Burada akünse ekirpedik şu soruların kelimelerini. Derece araba mı sen ekirpedik? Zomboğu pilap, andın jigneçe panın kuturuş kılmasın.
Niyet küskü sadece. Şunday mı sen toğası şaba tutmaydı?
Ya.
Şaba tölmeyi
Şaba tölmeyemeli ki mımsı. Janjan nas mımsı.
Sen işkizge tutmakta koyar sen.
Yüz koy tuttu, yüz koy.
Ya işkizge tuttu, malda tuttum dedi ya de.
Manço Allah katın üstünü
Sen
maşın.
tokta canım boğak şey sakın.
Kotki aşıydı.
Sen de kıptısın.
Hello everyone, welcome to today's live stream bringing you by China Plus and CRI Learn Chinese. This is Huang Yue and I'm joined by Una and Nyonya behind the camera. Also saying hello to all of you, our dear audience, from all of our 4 Facebook pages, namely China Plus America, China Plus News, China Plus South Africa, and CRI Learn Chinese. If you followed our Facebook pages, you might have already known that we are spending our month-long journey here in Xinjiang in northwestern part of China, and we've shown you via live streaming to Cocktail Cay, from Cocktail Cay to Canas Natural Reserve, from Uyghur dances to Kazakh herdsmen. And today this is a brand new place called Kucha or Kuche in Mandarin. This is a place has thousands of years of history, and as you can see there are so many beautiful ladies and handsome guys behind me, and they're going to show us very ancient and elegant and beautiful dances. So let's check it out. 姐姐们可以给我们跳个舞吗? So as you can see, they are all dressed in different different characteristics, costumes, and they're really colorful and beautiful. So they're trying to look for a music that's suitable for their dance. And so stay tuned, and we will show you the ancient Qiuzi dance very soon. And actually, when speaking of traveling in Xinjiang, many people will think about 好开始. So they will start dancing for us. Let's stay tuned and enjoy their beautiful dance. The Kucha is actually a bright pearl on the ancient Silk Road, the birthplace of Kucha culture. So we're doing this live stream simultaneously on China Plus America, China Plus South Africa, China Plus News, as well as CRI Learn Chinese. If you have any questions or comments, please do not hesitate to leave it to us on the comment section on our Facebook pages. I can see your comments immediately, and I will shout it out for you. Alright, we have a lot of friends with us today. What you are looking at right now is actually an ancient dance called Qiuzi dance here in Kucha, a small but tranquil city that has thousands of years of history. The place, also known as the capital of music in the region and the hometown of singing and dancing and the hometown of white Africa in China. It has rich, intangible cultural heritage dances such as children's music and dance and musical instruments and folk costumes, traditional crafts and their products. You can find all of them here in this city. And we are doing this live stream simultaneously on China Plus America, China Plus South Africa, China Plus News, as well as CRI Learn Chinese. So if you do have any questions, please do not hesitate to leave us as many comments as possible. Alright, 谢谢。还有吗 ？OK， 谢谢。
你要学一下吗？
好 So do you want me to learn from them? If you do, leave us as many comments as possible. 还有吗 So I'm going to learn a little bit moves from these performers here. 姐姐先跟我们的这个网友招呼吧。
Hello， 你们好，
你叫什么名字呢？
我叫阿依努尔。
阿依努尔 So
对
her name is 阿依努尔 and 您是维吾尔族是吗？
对，维吾尔族。
So she's of the Uyghur ethnic minority group here in Kucha. 那想问一下，您学这个舞蹈学了多久呢？
学了15年了。
So she's been learning the dance for 15 years. So do you want me to learn from her? If you do, do not hesitate to leave us as many comments as possible. 你可以教我一点这个最简单的动作吗？感觉刚刚你们跳的非常的优雅，非常的美，但是不要太难哦，一点基础都没有。
因为身体是一个 S 型。
哦，一个 S 型。OK， 右脚在前，
再把手这样。这样，
这个，
这样。对，是这样。
所以这个是一个很经典的动作。
对。
那这个为什么是这样的一个手势？
这个手势就是秋子舞蹈的一个很经典的手势。
So this gesture is actually one of the most representative gestures in Qiuzi dance. So if you want to learn some moves from the Qiuzi dance, you should definitely remember this gesture. 这样，然后呢？
还有这样。
这样。The second one is like this.
就这样。
I think this is a little bit from the Buddhism culture. 这样，脚还是这样的，
也是 S 型。对。
那我们发现跳这个舞蹈其实是不可以穿鞋子的，是吗？
也可以，但是专门穿那种秋子舞蹈穿的那种正规的鞋子。
正规的鞋子，
前面是
尖的这种就
要不是光脚就是两种。
So you can actually perform the Qiuzi dance with or without shoes. 那就是刚刚是我们这两个动作，一个是这样，一个是这样。So do you remember these two gestures? 谢谢您，谢谢，拜拜，谢谢。So alright, let me check your comments. What do you think of the dance they just performed for us? Okay. Alright, so I'm back. What do you think of the dance they just performed for us? And I also learned a little bit from them. I think that needs a lot of years of practice so that you can do as well as they did. Well, we have. Alright, I know this is not really the time we do live streams. And we know to some of our audience it might be midnight to you, but thank you all for coming, for tuning in. And we are now in Kucha, another very beautiful place here in Xinjiang. And all right, we have Jessie says quite beautiful dancing, and so today we are going to show you the Tian Shan mysterious Grand Canyon. And as you can take a look from the camera, there are so many high roofless massifs. So actually ancient Kucha was an ancient kingdom that's of great historical significance. It's a small oasis state situated along the Silk Road. So when speaking of traveling in Xinjiang, you might think of Yili or Urumqi or Kashgar, but there are definitely some smaller cities or counties or towns that also worth visiting, and Kucha is one of them. If you are a Silk Road history lover, or if you are an ethnic minority culture lover, this is definitely the place for you. And today we're going to show you the Tian Shan Mysterious Grand Canyon. Yes, that's the name, because here in Xinjiang we have a lot of Grand Canyons here, and this one is the only one with the adjective mysterious. Why is that? We will find it out later. And here, as you can see, there are so many such kind of stones in weird shape. Do you know what is this for? Do you know what is this for? If you know, tell me in the comment area. Actually, I think this is kind of like a mixture of Tibetan culture and Xinjiang culture here. If you travel to Tibet Autonomous region, you will find a lot of such kind of scenery, because people believe if you pile up all these stones together, it's a ritual to pray for good fortune. So I think I'll do it myself to pray for the good fortune. Let me try to pick out some stones, maybe. I think they should be in different shapes, like this one is the biggest one, and the second one is in medium size, and the smaller one like this. Oh, shall I put it here? Ooh. So you should do it very carefully, so that this can make your wish come true. Okay, and the last one here. So here are the 3 of my stones. Alright, let's keep moving, because we have a very huge valley to explore today. And this canyon actually is also called Kezilia Valley. Kezilia is actually Uyghur language. It means red rocks or red cliffs. So as you can see, the massifs here is rufous, the brownish red. It's also one of the landform that we've already witnessed in Karamay. It's Urhe or Orku. It's Yardan landform as well. So you can see the rock, they are red, or you can see rufous. And if it's a sunny day, you will witness all the rocks like burning flames from a far perspective. Una, why don't you just it's too dangerous. All right, so we were in the city we are in today is actually called Kucha. It's Kucha or Kucha in Mandarin. It's an ancient kingdom, and it was a crossroads of the great cultures of India, Persia, Thrace, Greece, and China in ancient times. And the history of this town, Kucha, can be traced back to the Han Dynasty. And according to the Book of Han, Kucha was the largest of the 36 kingdoms of the western region at that time. It has a population of over 80,000, with over 20,000 persons able to bear arms. So you can tell from the history that this ancient kingdom at that time was really a large one. And for a long time, it was the most populous oasis in the Tarim Basin. And yesterday, if you watched our live stream that Nyonya did in Baimblok grassland, you would know that she told you a little bit about the story of the journey to the west. It's one of the 4 great classical Chinese literature. And Nyonya told you that in the journey to the west, Sanzang or Xuanzang, the monk, as well as his apprentices, they actually came to Beinbuluk grassland. And here in Kucha, some experts say they also came here. And if you know a little bit about this novel, you will know once they passed by a kingdom of women. That's a, shall we say that's a queendom? Because in that kingdom, all the citizens are women, and they came into this kingdom accidentally, and they found that the queen of the kingdom is really, really elegant and beautiful, and the queen immediately falls in love with Sanzang or Xuanzang, the monk, and she plans to marry him. So guess what? How can all the women in the kingdom without men give birth to their child? There is a river called Zimu River here in Kucha, and that's why people guess that this place is the kingdom of women exists, because there's also a river over there, I believe, called Zimu River. And the river has a magic. If the citizens of that kingdom drink the water from the Zimu River, then they will get pregnant and they will give birth to a girl in 3 days. See, that's a little bit interesting, but that exists in the novel. So, and Sanzang or Xuanzang, the monk, he has his own mission. He has to go to the so-called western region to obtain the Buddhist sacred texts. So he decided to stay true to his mission, and he refused the queen's offer and continued his journey. So it's kind of a bittersweet, sad, romantic story. Although the kingdom of women is something existing in the fiction, some experts say the place of the kingdom is actually here in Kucha. So what do you think of this story? And here, as you can see, we have to climb this, so be careful. Let Una go first. Okay. All right. Really? Okay. Yes. So this is also the way we want to appreciate the beautiful scenery. So you have to go through all these roads of hardship, and then you can appreciate the beautiful sceneries in the world. This is a little bit hard. Okay. So the Kucha township in nowadays has about around 600,000 population, so mostly in Uyghur ethnic group and Han group. So now it is an okay. So it is an important industrial and agricultural area for the region. A little bit too high. Wait a minute. Okay.
Amazing.
It's not easy.
Variety show.
It's not easy for you to appreciate the most beautiful scenery in the world. You have to go through all the difficulties, all the hardships. All right, but now we have the road in front of us. So let's take a look at all the beautiful sceneries of the canyon. And just now we said that Kucha has a long history that can be dates back to the Han Dynasty. Oh, so can anyone guess what this is? What this is? It's not actually a bucket or something. It's a well. It's a well, and actually it's a wishing well. Instead of throwing a coin into the wishing pool, you actually throw a stone on the top of that well. If your stone stands still on the top of the well, then your wishes will come true. So I'll do this. I'll also throw a stone to the top of the well. I think this is a little bit too large, maybe.
What is your wish?
Let me think.
Trust me, too far away. Too far away.
Too far away. All right, get closer. It's too sunny that I cannot open my eyes. So what should I? Wish all of you healthy. No, wish all of you healthy and happy. Oh, then if my stone doesn't stand still, all right, let's change your wish then. Wish Una be a billionaire.
Okay.
How's that? Will this wish come true? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll do it again. I'll do it again. I think this way's better. Go. I'm so sorry. Maybe next time. I don't know. I'm not good at this.
Una will never be.
All right, let's check your comments here. Okay, we have Jessie Huang, 你好 Jessie 你好 and Glenda, hello Glenda, and Kenny says good evening, or should I say good afternoon from Xinjiang. Good evening to you. And Nick says hello Nick, how are you? And we have a lot of friends tuning in this live stream. Alberto and Nazara and Abid and Randy, Robert and Nailing and George and Nimai and Scott and Adriana. Hello to all of you. Thank you for tuning in. We are now in Kucha, a very beautiful and small town here in Xinjiang. It has a long history that can be traced back to the Han Dynasty. And just now in the beginning of our live stream, you have enjoyed the ancient and famous Qiuci dancing. Oh, if you are from CRI Learn Chinese page, you might feel the two Chinese characters for Qiuci kind of weird, because really the two characters can be pronounced as Gui and Zi, but no worries. For many Chinese people, they cannot do it in the right way, so it should be the right way to pronounce the two characters is Qiuci. So Qiuci is the ancient name of Kucha, the place here. And George says super beautiful. Yes, it is. This is a super beautiful place here in Xinjiang, in Kucha. The canyon is called Tianshan Mysterious Grand Canyon, and actually it is the only canyon in Xinjiang that can be described with the adjective mysterious. Why is that? And we will go deep inside to find out the answer. And we have Larry and Allison and Ronnie and Lan Qing Sing and George T and Running Bears and Jason join us. Jason said LOL, at least you tried. Yes, you know, it's it's an opportunity for us to come here because you know for people like me who lives in the inland area of China, especially my hometown is located in the eastern part of China, and in my hometown there are not many people of ethnic minority groups, so I can hardly meet people of different ethnic minority groups. So I think I do cherish this chance to learn from them, to talk with them, to learn a little bit of their culture, their dance, their songs, and maybe their cuisine in the future in our trip. So stay tuned. We will try their delicacies in the coming days of our trip. And Eddie says hello. Hello Eddie, how are you? And we're in so as you can see, it should be really we're in the wrong way. As you can see, if you wanna be careful. Yeah. So if you come to visit this place, you should be really careful, and you shouldn't do things like us doing a live stream talking while walking, because you have to watch the steps all the way here and try and make sure that you wear comfortable shoes. And I think actually this is a good period of time for us to enjoy the view of this canyon, because perhaps in a very short period of time it will be the sunset here in the valley, and that scenery will be super magnificent. Okay, we have Running Bear says good morning from Las Vegas. Good morning and good afternoon from Xinjiang. Oh, and Maureen Mary says hello. Hello Maureen, and hello Isal, hello Rupesh, and George says thank you very much for the live stream. Can't wait to visit in person. It's welcome to visit Xinjiang. This is a huge region that covers 1/6 of China's total land area, and here you can find all the amazing things, from natural landscape to ethnic minority culture, from food to singing and dancing. All of these things are amazing. And we are joined by Shoukath, Ali Khan, and Nai Tiarini, and Jupali, and Matthew Hopkins is also watching us, and Don Van says you need to sit down and take a little break. Thank you very much, but you know, we do have a long way to show you. We do have a lot of sceneries to show you, so I'm okay, but thank you for asking. And Kenny says please watch your step. Thank you. Yes, and that's also the little tip or little suggestion to all of you who may visit this place in the future. Watch your step, and you shouldn't do things like us, like walking while talking, and wear comfortable shoes, and perhaps get your sun cream, some umbrella and hats, and bottles of water. That's really necessary. And Jesse also says all of you warmly watch your steps. Thank you very much. And Running Bear says beautiful place. Yes, so if you live in the United States, do you think this scenery is similar to somewhere in the US? Take a look. Do you think this place is quite a little bit similar to the Antelope Canyon in the US? So this place is called Tianshan Mysterious Grand Canyon, and it's standing 1,600 meters above sea level, with its highest peak reaching 2,048 meters. And the canyon is made up of ranges of ruthless massifs, and it is also called Kutzlia Grand Canyon or Kutzlia Valley, which means red cliff in Uyghur language. In the sunlight, you will see the Rufus Mountains are burning flames seen from afar. And you know what makes this Tian Shan mysterious Grand Canyon so charming is not only about its magnificence, it's also about its tranquility and mysteriousness. So here, oh, it's already okay. All right, Kenny asked how big are the walks around this canyon? How big? I don't get the exact number of how large this whole area is, but we know that this is about the highest peak of the canyon is over 2,000 meters, and it stands 1,600 meters above sea level. You see, this is one of the things I'll call it mysterious. You can see the springs or the brook flowing over there, but right here it disappears. Why is that? Why is that? And I was told that you can actually witness the spring or the brook all year round in the valley. Some say it's the melting water from the snow mountains, but we're not sure. Who knows? So that's one of the mysterious things in the canyon. And the moment you look up, you will feel a little bit dizzy and stifled with the mountains that will fall onto ground at any time. And that's why they have a lot of safety islands, the so-called safety islands inside the canyon, just in case there might be torrential floods in summer. You know, canyon here change as mountains change. Sometimes the space in between is narrow and sometimes it's wide. And in this canyon, the widest place is about 53 meters and the narrowest is only 0.4 meters. Okay, another brook. Okay. Oh, Jason says, I'm curious, what is the temperature where you are now? What is the temperature? Let me check right now. I can check through the app I've installed on my phone. What's the temperature? All right, it says it's 25 degrees Celsius. 25 degrees Celsius, but if you stand under the sun, it's way much hotter than 25 degrees Celsius, I think. But if you get into the canyon, it's cooler and it's comfortable. All right, and Martin says hello Martin, how are you? And yes, Maureen says Louisiana, USA here. Loving this, so interesting. Such a charming tour guide. Thank you. And 小心小心。George says, I got midterms, LOL, got to make sure I pass my class to reward myself with a badass trip over there. Thank you so much. Can't wait to see your streams with local grub and more music and dances. Yes, we do have a lot of amazing things to share with you through our live streams. Music, dances, food, natural landscape, ethnic minority culture, all the way from northern part of Xinjiang to southern part of Xinjiang. And if you've followed our live streams, you will know that we started in Cocteau Cave, where Niu did a live stream showing you the mine pit of that place. And then we went to Canas Nature Reserve, where you can find the wonderful place with the most beautiful lake, I would like to say, in the world. Or some of you might not agree with me, but I think that's the most beautiful lake I've ever been to. And no, we should be going this way. This way. 不要上去，到下面走。So just now, as we mentioned, that there's this kind of a brook in this canyon, which we don't know where it comes from. And at the entrance of the valley, we can see this spring or the brook just disappears. And perhaps it's been absorbed by the sand here, but we don't really know the reason why it disappears. And you can see the canyon. Look up. When you look up, it's a little bit dizzy. Not sure whether you can tell the color of the cliff via camera, but it's actually rufous. It's red. It's brownish red, and the color changes as the sunlight changes. Alright, we are doing this live stream on four of our Facebook pages, namely China Plus America, China Plus South Africa, China Plus News, and CRI Learn Chinese. So now let me check some comments from our Learn Chinese page. And if you are the followers of our Learn Chinese page, you might find this place a little bit weird, especially when you see the Chinese Hanzi or Chinese characters for this place. Its ancient name is Qiuci. When you firstly looked at this, the name of this place, you will find it's not the way you usually think, because in Chinese, usually the two characters should be pronounced as Gui and Zi, but it's actually not. Here, this place should be pronounced as Qiuci. Alright. Let me check some comments from our Learn Chinese page. Alright, we have a lot of friends here. Okay, we have Tina says thank you. Thank you, Tina, for tuning in. 谢谢. And Bio Lisu says, oh, amazing place. Yes, this is definitely an amazing place here in Xinjiang. And here, this is the Grand Tianshan Mysterious Grand Canyon in Kucha, and you can find why it's mysterious here, right in this spot. Or maybe we can get a little bit backward. So the mysteriousness of the Tianshan Mysterious Grand Canyon are, first of all, it's mist and sound. You know, standing at the foot of the because there's a 1,000 Buddha grotto or Qianlong pool, you can always find mysterious mist rising from the bottom, whether at dawn or at night. And the mist will sometimes assemble together to form a ball and ascend along the cliff before disappearing. And on the hanging ladder or flights of steps, of the steps of 1,000 Buddha Grotto, even in the taverns of the canyon, you can hear footsteps. You can hear footsteps or tap tap at the door, but in fact, no sound or people are audible or visible. So now, can you see the cave over there? Can you see the cave over there? That's actually another mysteriousness of this canyon. So this hole is actually, the cave is actually called Lingguang Hole or Lingguang Cave. It lies at the halfway mountain next to the lining hump. You can looking upward from the sightseeing stand, which is here. Una, let's get up here. So just look closely to that cave over there. Can you find a fairy with silver dress in the cave dancing? Can you find that? Can you find a fairy with silver dress in the cave dancing elegantly? I can see that. We can all see that with our eyes, but we're not sure whether you can see that through the camera. There is a fairy with silver dress, with white dress, dancing inside the cave. Not sure whether you can see that through the camera. If you can, please let us know in the comment area, because surprisingly, when we first come here like half an hour ago, we couldn't see that clearly, but now we can actually see that right over there. A fairy wearing silver dress dancing in that cave. That's a little bit scary, I would like to say. You know, surprisingly, if you walk 3 meters close, the image of the fairy will no longer be visible. So you should find a special, specific place to take a look at this kind of scene. And the reason may be the joint effect of light and shadow, right? I think we can see that through the camera. Let me check. Whether you can see that through our camera. Let me check your comments. You know, that's a little bit scary to me. If you come here alone, that's a little bit horrible. Canyon says Niu is having a relaxing time through the canyon. Yes, she is actually taking some nice pictures over there, and perhaps she's going to teach you some Chinese. So stay tuned and follow our CRI Learn Chinese Facebook page to check out what Niu is going to teach you. And Jason says, wow, that scene is unbelievable. Oh, Kenny asked, does this canyon fill up with water during the winter period? I think this canyon actually will be filled up with waters from time to time in summer. And that's why they have a lot of safety islands. They call it safety islands here for the visitors. If they accidentally encounter the torrential floods in summer, then they can stay in the safety island and to keep themselves safe. And Jessie Horn says, breathtaking, rugged beauty all around you, amazing women. Thank you, Jessie. And Jessie says, yes, I see the cave, the fairy. Kenny says, yes, everybody's saying that there is a fairy dressed in silver. Here, 是的，这边可以看到，那边有一个白色的。So the visitors are also trying to take a look at the fairy dressed in silver. And Kenny says, wonder if there's any mountain goats living in the cave. In that cave, you mean? In that cave? We don't know. You know, at this moment, I wish I could be one of the characters in those wuxia novels so that I can fly into that cave and to check it out by myself. And Jessie says Niu is an amazing Mandarin teacher indeed. Yes, she is. And actually, in addition to that fairy cave, let's call it fairy cave, there is also another cave over there. Over there, white, that one. Oh, yes, yes, this one. This one. Can you witness that cave? And it's actually called treasure bearing hole. You know, when Genghis Khan fought war with the region, the kingdom of Chosi fled with his own fortunes of the king, hidden themselves in this large valley and kept their money and treasure in this hole. You know, everybody's talking about the fairy in that cave. Everybody's talking about the fairy in that cave. And, you know, the treasure was not discovered. Yes, Jessie says, I see the other cave. Yes, over there. That one. Yes. No, in the ancient time, the king of the kingdom of Chosi hid their treasure in that cave, and the treasure was not discovered until 1960s when two brothers took it away and left nothing but wooden staircases beneath the entrance of the hole. So later, though flows of people coming to seek for treasure found no more holes bearing treasure. All right, let's go. Oh, there's another site over here. Take a look over there. Can you see that cliff? Can you see that cliff? That's another mysterious phenomenon in this canyon. That's also one of the many phenomenon that makes this canyon mysterious. You know, the peak of that cliff actually turns its direction every year. 是每年还是每天呀？每年. All right. It turns its direction every year. 鸵鸟是啥？那个头像个鸵鸟头。
光线很好，刚好那个光线是打到那个鸵鸟身上的。我们峡谷在不同的时间段，然后这个光线照射的对它有不一样的景点啊，包括我们看第一个景点那只狗，有时候它最漂亮的时候是深褐色的。
All right, let's keep going. 你先。Alright, so just now we've already uncovered the mysteriousness of this canyon for you. One of the mysteriousness is the cave over there. There is a fairy in silver dress dancing inside, but you cannot actually witness this scenery every time you come here. It only can be witnessed when the light and shadow is suitable for this thing. So we're very lucky, we're very fortunate to witness the fairy over there. And the other one we just introduced is about the sound in this canyon. You know, in some valley, under some rocks, you can actually hear the steps or knock, tap at the door. But if you come closer, you will see no one is there and no people or no sound can be audible or recorded. And also, you know, close to the entrance of the canyon, there is a protruding black cliff which resembles a dog, which we have already missed this time, but we can actually find that later. You know, there is a protruding black cliff resembling a dog, so its name is Sacred Dog Guarding Canyon. You know, generally the dog is black, but when it comes to July or August, the dog will turn tawny, or let's say brownish yellow. And in spite of the changing color, the shape of the dog remains the same. So what is extraordinary is that it is the dog when seen from afar. It's actually just a cliff. Alright, the tourist guide is actually introducing that where you can take a breathtaking picture of this canyon. She says we can keep walking for about 50 meters and then look back upon your shoulder. You will get an amazing picture of this canyon.
Like this.
Like this? Let's see. Yeah. But I think through the camera we cannot see the reddish or the rufous of the canyon. It's kind of yellow through the camera. Yeah, Kenny says mystery of the world. Yes, mystery. I think that's the effect of the light and shadow. But if you want to believe that's the mystery or that's the fairy, that's also very cool. Because we do have another, there are a lot of sightseeing spots inside this canyon. So some of them you will find them mysterious, some you will find them interesting, some you will find it's just so. It's okay. That's the common thing in any tourist destinations in the world, I would like to say. And Jason says, gotta go, but 谢谢 for sharing the beauty of this part of the world with me. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you, Jason, for tuning in. You too have a great day. And we do have a lot of live streams along our trip here in Xinjiang today and every day. So if you all right, welcome back. And sorry for the bad signal because we are deep in the canyon and there might be some breaks of the signals. So here is maybe the last tourist attractions, last tourist scenic spots I would like to introduce to you. This spring, let's take a look here. This spring is actually, if we translate it in a direct way, it's called Jade Girl Spring. But I would like also call it Fairy Spring because can you hear the sound of the water inside? Okay. And actually, in the depth of the canyon, on the top of the 8-meter tall, this cave, 8-meter tall and 4-meter wide hole, the spring is dripping throughout the year, all year round. In winter, the water freezes, so forming a huge crystal icicle which weighs about 500 kilograms. And every year when it comes to spring, perhaps in March and April, the icicle melts like a graceful girl. That's how the description says. But the phenomenon, if you describe that as a girl the icicle melting like a graceful girl, that's a little bit weird. But just imagine the picture that happens in spring. The icicle weighs about 500 kilograms melting, and the spring actually the spring actually dripping all year round in the canyon. And just now we've actually told you a little bit about the mysteriousness of this canyon. The first one is the cave over there, and then the sound, the footsteps or the tap at the door, and then this cave here with water dripping every day in the year. And also actually here you can feel the wind in the canyon when you go out to the canyon, and you can feel it's really hot under the sun. But once you get into the canyon, it's really cool, it's really comfortable. That's because of quite a few brooks in the canyon you just witnessed, and there is a little sunshine through the canyon, and you can see this is a deep canyon, but also because of an intermittent gust of wind from different directions. So that's also one of the mysteriousness in this canyon. All right, so during the dry season, beneath the first fall within the canyon, there's water flowing along the bottom of the canyon. If you step your foot in the water will move back forward, if you stop its way with your hand like this, the water will move downward. So that's another mysteriousness in this canyon. So if you can come here, you can try this by yourself. And before we end our live stream today, let me finally check your comments on our Facebook pages. We're doing this on China Plus America, China Plus South Africa, China Plus News, and CRI Learn Chinese. I'm going to check your comments here on China Plus, on CRI Learn Chinese. And Mohammed says, hi, hello Mohammed, how are you today? And our colleague is also trying to, Mohammed says, how to say in Chinese water fountains. That's 喷泉in Mandarin in Chinese. And our colleague is also trying to teach you some words in the common area. Dog, 狗, and trip, 旅行, spring, 泉水, 泉, and spring also means 春天. And Mar says, hi from Philippines, watching here in Taiwan. Hello Mar, how are you today? And we are here in Xinjiang, and this place, very beautiful place, is called Tianshan Mysterious Grand Canyon. It's located in Kucha. And Kucha is actually a very beautiful small town, tranquil. It's not very similar to big cities like Urumqi or Kashgar or Hotan. So if you are a history lover, if you love to explore some Silk Road charm, you should definitely come to this city. And just now we've showed you I think one of the most attractive spots we've visited today is the cave. I personally love that the most because of the fairy with silver dress dancing inside. I think because when we came here to check the point like half an hour ago, we didn't see that, but this time it's quite but this time we're quite fortunate to witness that scenery, and that's really amazing. And Running Bear, Kenny says the marks on the rocks are down by water. Yes, of course, yes. The marks on the rocks are down by water. And Running Bear says amazing formation of the canyon walls. Kenny says, do you remember we just said one of the mysteriousness is about the sound of the footstep and knock knock or tap tap at the door. And Kenny says the knock from the rocks is that someone wants to tell a joke behind. That's hilarious, and I agree. And Kenny says, how do you get to this canyon? How do you get to this canyon? You mean to this place or into this place? So if you want to have a sightseeing into this canyon, you should just take a walk. And if you want to travel to this town named Kucha, you can actually take a car, rent a car. You can go through the road named Duku Road Expressway, and that's praised as the most beautiful highway or expressway in China. All right, and Maureen says, thank you, I've enjoyed this so much. We'll be Googling to get more info. Yes, if you want to learn more about this Tianshan Mysterious Grand Canyon, go to check it on the internet. And all right, so I guess that's almost the end of today's live stream. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much for spending time with us today. We are on our trip in Xinjiang. We will spend about 30 days in this amazing region that covers 1/6 of the total land area in China. And we do have some more interesting things to share with you through our live stream. So stay tuned. See you next time. Bye-bye.